Functions and Duties of a California Notary Public Lesson 35 Civil Penalties Understanding Civil Penalties for Notary Public Misconduct Section 1 $1,500 Penalties imposed by California Secretary of State on notaries public in cases of notarial misconduct. The California Secretary of State has the authority to impose civil penalties up to $1,500 per violation. These penalties can be in addition to the denial of an application or the suspension/revocation of a notary public commission. The penalties of up to $1,500 may apply in the following circumstances: false or misleading advertising where a notary public represents having duties, rights, or privileges they do not possess; committing acts involving dishonesty, fraud, or deceit with the intent to benefit themselves or others or to harm others; executing a certificate as a notary public containing a known false statement; violating the prohibition against a notary public advertising as an immigration specialist or consultant or charging to assist in completing immigration forms; violating the restrictions on advertising notarial services in a language other than English or translating notary public into Spanish; willful failure to fully and faithfully discharge any required duties or responsibilities of a notary public. Section 2 $750 Penalties imposed by California Secretary of State on notaries public. The California Secretary of State may impose penalties up to $750 for other instances of notarial misconduct. These penalties can also result in the denial of an application or the revocation suspension of a commission. The penalties of up to $750 may apply in the following circumstances: charging fees higher than the maximum allowed for notarial services; failing to complete the acknowledgement at the time of notarization; failing to administer the oath or affirmation; negligently failing to fully and faithfully discharge any required duties or responsibilities of a notary public. Section 3 Other Substantial Civil Penalties Failure to provide the notary public journal to a peace officer when requested or failure to obtain a thumbprint as required can result in substantial civil penalties. The failure to provide the journal to a peace officer is also grounds for denial of an application or revocation suspension of a notary public commission. The failure to obtain a required thumbprint is a violation of a notary public's duties and can lead to denial of an application or revocation suspension of a commission. The civil penalties for these violations can be up to $2,500. The failure to provide the journal must be willful. The California Secretary of State or a public prosecutor may seek the civil monetary penalty in both cases. Additionally, a notary public may face a civil penalty not exceeding $10,000 in two situations. First, if the notary public fails to obtain satisfactory evidence for establishing the identity of a credible witness, a penalty of up to $10,000 can be imposed. Second, if the notary public willfully states a known false material fact in a certificate of acknowledgement, a civil penalty of up to $10,000 can be sought.